Hello everyone, welcome to the second last day of our webinar marathon week. Hope you're all keeping safe and all set to go for the upcoming big events happening in the October, the Microsoft Power Platform Conference and Community Summit North America. I'm thrilled to provide you the preview of the iNogic's latest innovations that will be showcased at these conferences. My name is Sushma and I'll be your host for today's webinar, and we'll be going through the latest features that have been added to the latest release. All lines will be muted during this webinar. If you want to ask me any questions, you can type into the chat window, and at the end of the webinar, we'll be having a Q&A session where I'll be answering all of your questions. Before we dive into the session, let me give you a quick brief about iNogic. iNogic is one of the leading service providers in an ISV. We have been into the business for more than a decade now, and our blogs are also well known among the CRM community. Apart from Maplytics, we have been focusing on building productivity apps which reduce multiple steps in CRM with one-click solutions. You can see a few of our offerings listed on the slide here. Besides developing apps, we are also a system integrator, and we assist our partners and customers with offshore development services. If you would like to discuss any of these requirements, you can contact us at crm@inogic.com. Let's move on to Maplytics. Maplytics is supported for Microsoft Dynamics version 8.2 onwards, and it is available for Dataverse, Microsoft Dynamics Online, as well as on-premises with IFD as well. Let's have a look over the agenda for today's webinar. So first, we'll be going through the growth of Maplytics over the years. Next, I'll be giving you a quick overview about the market scope and impact of Maplytics. Next, we'll be going through the overview of the latest features that I'll be showing you into this demo, which will be followed by the live demonstration of all of those features. And next, I'll be launching a poll where you can just vote for the features that you find the most useful. And lastly, we'll be having a Q&A session. So let's go through the growth of Maplytics over the years. Maplytics has been there for more than a decade now. We started in 2011 as a store locator, and we developed it more as our team researched about the customer requirements, and of course the valuable feedback from our customers and partners contributed a lot. As we grew, we added proximity search, routing optimization, territory management, and many more features over the period. Now let's understand the importance of locational intelligence. According to the executives worldwide, the locational component in the business performance has been playing a major role in many business sectors like finance, retail, logistics, real estate, and tourism. Further, its importance is going to increase even more into the coming few years. If we look at this report, it shows that the locational intelligence is really important to the businesses irrespective of their industry verticals, be it B2C or B2B. Industries like healthcare, finance, technology, manufacturing, education, or be it any other industry, the locational intelligence has been playing a major role in the business performance. Moreover, in any business, the locational intelligence is being used by the people into various job functions. It is not just limited to the C-level corporate leaders of the company, but also the people into R&D, operations, marketing and sales, and many other job functions. And they are utilizing the location information into their day-to-day work. Let's have a look over this chart that shows the various use cases that require the locational intelligence. Use cases like data visualization, logistics, fleet routing, tracking, and many others are of great importance in various organizations. And Maplytics is one such solution that will help you to fulfill these use cases. Now, before we start with the overview of the features to be covered today, let's see a few of the examples of the impact of Maplytics into the business. With Maplytics in use, the organizations are able to reduce mileage cost by 10 to 30%, and we all know how valuable it is to save the fuel. Scheduling field trips that used to be a tedious process With Maplytics, people are now able to save 1 to 2 hours daily, and that amounts to about $800 of money each month. Moreover, while the managers used to spend 4 to 5 hours on managing territories, Maplytics has reduced it to just a few hours, along with a better visual administration and alignment of territories as well. So basically, while you are planning routines and processes, Maplytics helps you to make the most out of it. Now let's have a look over the list of features that I have for this webinar. So first, we'll be going through the feature of frequency-based auto scheduling. So it's possible that your client are not really available for all of the time for a meeting. So it might be possible that your clients are available for a certain amount of time frame. So into this release, we have considered the availability of a company as well, and auto scheduling will be providing you the schedule based on that. Next, we'll be going through the drive time zone. So as you know, the existing feature of time proximity, within that we have added the drive time zone as well. So which means that you will be getting a zone based on drive time from the center point to the respective locations. You can further perform the shape operations on that as well. Next, we'll be seeing the smart route. Smart route basically helps you to create the route along with the respective appointments based on the respective timings with a few clicks. After that, we'll be going through the multiple routing. So as the name suggests, you will be able to see multiple routes all at once together on the same map. After that, we'll be going through the advanced shapefile operations. So all of the regions, if you are playing with regions into the map and they are overlapping on each other, then you can perform the binary operations as well on the overlapping regions. And lastly, we'll be going through the feature of map my current location. So this feature has been demanded from many of our customers. In case your salesperson is out on the field and they want to save the address of that field, address of that location into a record. So that will now be possible into this latest release. Now let's move on to the live demonstration of all of the features. So I'll be starting with the first feature that we have listed for today, which is the frequency consideration. So like I said, it's not really possible for everyone to meet at all times. If your customers are available for a certain amount of period, for example, a certain time frame or a certain day, in that case, you will be able to save those details into this particular window. So let me just refresh this. So basically, we have added a control that you can add to the form of the respective entity, and here you will be able to save the details of based on the meetings that you can consider for any company. So for example, how what will be the priority for meeting the company, low, high, or normal, and if and what days and what time frame they will be meeting. So this is the availability that you can say for this particular client, and also the frequency. How frequent do you want your salesperson to go and visit? So you can add this control to the form of the entity and you will be further be able to consider these details into the auto scheduling. Okay, so this control you can add to the form and further add the details. And now I'll go to the map in order to run the auto scheduling. So here I'll click on the Maplytics maps. Now here we'll be plotting some records. So let's say I'll choose this view. This is the view of my latest onboarded customers, and I want my sales team to go and visit these clients. Now here I'll go for the auto scheduling. Okay, and this will be considered, and I'll click on confirm. So this is the auto scheduling card. Auto scheduling card basically helps you to set some preferences that you want to consider while creating the schedule. So here, let's say I'll choose some salesperson. I have chosen 2 salesperson over here. I'll select further details over here, like the period, start time, end time, and all of the things. If I click on advanced preferences, here you can see an additional option as well for considering the frequency. Now here I'll just click on proceed. Now what it will do, it will consider all of the preferences that you have set into the settings, along with the proximity of the records and the salesperson, and it will also consider if you have set any frequency details, basically the availability of the customer, the certain time frame or certain days they are available for a meeting, how frequent do you want your salesperson to go and visit them. All of those details, if there are set into the records, it will consider all of them and will provide you the optimized route so as to make sure that your salesperson is traveling the least amount of time on the field. So here you can see the record, the route has been created, and this is the calendar based view. Calendar based view basically helps you to see how does the day look like for Sam. If I just switch to the another user, I'll be able to see how does the day look like for William. The same I can do for the week as well. So here I can choose to see how does the week look like for William. So similarly, I can choose to see the respective days and the whole week over here. And now here you can see the trip summary panel as well. So whatever trips that you are able to see over here into the calendar based view, the same trip summaries will be available at the right hand side as well. So here you can further see some additional details. So here you can see from A to B, it will take 16 minutes of time and 6.83 miles of distance has to be covered. So in here within the trip summary, you will also be able to see the traveling time and traveling distance that will be taken from one location to another. So all of those details will be available for all of the meetings that you see. If you want, you can further see the turn by turn directions as well. Okay, now let's understand the frequency based schedule and how it has considered the frequency details. Now here I can see the appointment has been created for ZPDOs. So let me just open the view over here and we'll just compare with the details that we have added into the record with the appointment that has been scheduled. So here this is the record. Okay, this was the name and this is the record. Let's just see the frequency details that are available. So here it says that this particular company, the concerned person is available on Wednesdays and Thursdays. On Wednesdays, he is available between 10 to 13 p.m. and on Thursdays, he is available between 11 to 13 p.m. So if I just go back to the auto scheduling, and here you can see it has been created, the schedule has been created, appointment has been created for 11 a.m. to 11:45. That is on Thursday. So here if we see Thursday, yeah, he is available within 11 a.m. to 11:45. This is how it will sorry, this is how it will consider all of the frequency details that you have entered over here, and based on that it will show you the schedule for the salesperson that you have chosen into the auto scheduling card. So this was the first feature, which is the frequency consideration within auto scheduling. Now let's move on to the next feature that we have on the list, which is the time proximity along with the drive time zone. So here, let me change the view over here. Okay, so we are into the PCF control. Let me just switch to the PCF control. So using this PCF control, the name is Detail Map Control. So using this PCF control, the benefit of using is that you will be able to see all of the records plotted on the map right here on this page, this CRM page. Further, you will be able to choose to use the ribbon button as well and perform the actions on the respective records. So the benefit here is that you do not have to go to a separate map page. Instead, you can have all of the records plotted along here on the map right here on this page. Further perform Maplytics actions as well. So this makes it easier for having the geographical insights within this CRM page itself. Okay, now let's start with the second feature, which is the time proximity. Now let's understand this feature with a use case. So let's say I'm hosting an event somewhere over here. I'll choose this location, set it as current location. And now what I'm trying to do is that I am trying to search for all of the clients who live within 15 minutes of driving from this event location. What I'll do is that I'll just switch to minutes, put 15, and I'll click on search. So here it will give me, so you can see it has given me the records that belong to 15 minutes of driving from the location of the event. Now what I'll do is that this is the view data grid. I'll select all of these records and I'll send an email invite to all of these records. So here I can choose to write a new email, and I can choose an existing template as well, and I can send an invite to all of these people, right? So here, once I have sent an invite, let's say I have another event to be hosted somewhere over here. So let me choose the event location. I'm sorry, let me choose another new search, and I'll choose the location of the event and I'll choose the time. Let me choose 15 minutes and I'll click on search. So here, let me just, for an example, let me just shift the current location a bit. Okay, now here you can see the difference is that this is some, first of all, let's understand what is this region. This region is basically the zone that has been created based on driving from the event location into the respective, from the event location to all of these records. Okay, and further here you can see these two zones are overlapping on each other, right? So overlapping, now here, let me just correct this, just a second. Okay, now here you can see all of the, both of the event locations over here. Now we understand that the drive time zone of within 15 minutes has been overlapping between the two events. Right, now because we have already sent an invitation to all of the people who are within 15 minutes of driving from this location now, and because the some of the clients are overlapping with this drive time zone, I do not want them to have another invitation for a separate event. So which is why I want to search for the records that belong to 15 minutes of driving from this location, but which are not common with this particular drive time zone. Right, so here what I'll do is that because these regions are overlapping on each other, I'll just right click and perform shape operations. I'll put difference over here. Now here you can see it has performed a difference operation, and now I'm able to see as a result only those records which are within 15 minutes of driving from the event location but are not common within the drive time zone of this location. Right, so we have got the difference over here. This is the resultant data. I'll just select all of these records and now send an email. So here I can again choose a new email template, or I can choose an existing email template in order to send the records, send the email to all of these people, inviting them to come and attend the event. So this was the feature of time proximity along with the drive time zone that will help you to see the zone within specified minutes or hours of driving from the respective location. You can further perform binary operations as well on the overlapping region. Now let's move on to the next feature for the today's webinar, which is Smart Route. So here Smart Route basically helps you to create the appointments as well as the route all together within a few clicks. So now let's say I want to create a route. So this is a lasso tool. What I'll do is I'll just simply select some records out of this, okay, and I'll add them to the route. So this makes it much easier to select a bunch of records and add them to the route using the mass actions. So here you can see the route has been created, and now I'll just save this route. Now, while saving, you will be able to see an additional option over here, which is create activities. So this option has been added into this release for the smart routing. I'll just select this, and here it will give me a window where I can select the respective timings and other details. So here, this is the create activities window. I'll be able to select the activity that I want to create. If you want, you can add your other activities as well within the settings, and you'll be able to see those activities listed over here. Now I'll just put some subject over here. I'll select the date when I want to create the activities for. I can select the shift timing. So let's say I'm creating this route and activities for myself. I start working at 9:30 a.m. I stop working at 6:30 p.m. let's say, and I select the duration. Let's keep it 30 minutes, for example. Every meeting should be taking 30 minutes. And let's say I'll go for 5 minutes of buffer time for the safety. I can select the priority and I click on save. Now here you can see two buttons have appeared. This is the preview button. I can click on this and I'll be able to see a preview of the appointments that will be created. So here you can see the appointment duration has been 15 minutes for everyone. So here you can see 9:45 to 10:15, 10:30 to 11 a.m. like that. Right. So meeting duration is 30 minutes over here. Further, the in-between time from one location to another. This will be a combination of the driving time from the first location to the next location, along with the buffer time that you have saved into the settings. So let's say you're not okay with this preview. You want to make some more changes. You can just close this, go for editing over here. And further the window will open. You can make the changes over here. Now you can again go for you can make the changes and save it, and you can further see the preview again. And now if you're okay with this, here you just give some name, select the date for when you are creating the routes, and click on save. So this will create the activities within the activity entity, and it will also create the routes. So this is how you will be able to see create routes as well as the activity, the appointments all together within a few clicks over here. So let me just refresh this. So this was the feature of smart routing that will help you to create the routes as well as the appointments within a few clicks based on your settings that you want for the respective meetings. Now let's move on to the next feature we have for this webinar, which is multiple routing. So multiple routing, as the name suggests, you will be able to see multiple routes all together on the same map. So here I'll just go for the direction card, and now I'll just go for open saved route. So here let me choose a date, and I want to, let's say as a sales manager, I want to see the routes that have been created for my sales team. Let's say I want to see the route for Robert, William, and Joe, and I'll click on search. So here you can see all of the three routes have been listed. I can select them to get it plotted on the map. So here I am able to see the routes for three of my salespeople that have been created. I can also compare them over here. I can further see which clients they are going to meet for the day. Like this. Let's say as a sales manager, I have received a phone call from this particular customer that they want to meet very urgently today itself. And now I want William Smith. So this route belongs to William Smith. I want William Smith to go and meet this client urgently today itself. What I'll do is that I'll just click on this. This will get added into the respective direction card. Okay, and now what I'll do is that I'll just select this particular record and add it to the route. Now I'll click on go. This will give me the updated route over here along with the additional record added to the route. Right, so this is how I can add the route, add an additional record to the route. I can save this, and now I can have this option of send route email. I can send this updated route email to the respective salesperson, or you can choose to use another product of ours, which is WhatsApp for Dynamics, to chat with your salesperson in order to update them with the details that you have made the changes into the route. You can update them about them, inform them, and you can let them know that they have to attend an extra meeting today. So WhatsApp for Dynamics will help you to be in communication with all of your sales team as well. So this was the multiple route feature that will help you to see multiple routes together on the same map. You can further make some changes to the respective records, and you can respective routes, you can add or remove records from them as well. Now, next move on the next feature, which is the adding to the favorites. So it's very common with the salespeople while they are out on the field for them to have some favorite places. For example, while the salesperson is out on the field and they are meeting the clients, they come across some restaurant that they found very good food, or they found any gas station where they can add the fuel. So in those cases, they will be able to add such places that they want to frequently visit as favorite places. So this will come handy over here. So let's understand how to add the favorite places. So here you are already familiar with our feature POI. So let's add some point of interest location over here. So I'll just choose a point of interest location, and I further choose, let's say, restaurants over here. I want to see all of the restaurants nearby, and here I can see one of the restaurants. Let's say the salesperson is able to has realized that this is a restaurant which has very good food, and the salesperson frequently visits the area around this. So now, since the salesperson has liked this restaurant, he wants to frequently visit this. It will be convenient for the salesperson to go and have food over here. So they can just right click over here and add them to the favorite. So here you can just put some name over here and you can save this. So this has now added to the favorite places over here. Now here you can see a new button, which is my favorite places. I can just click on this and you can see this has been added to the my favorite places over here. You can further see quick action buttons over here. You can click on these favorite places to get them plotted on the map like this. Right, and if you want, you can further remove them as well from the map. You can further add them as an origin within the route, or add them as a waypoint into the route, and if you want, you can add them to the destination of the route as a destination to the route as well. You can further remove the records, the location from your favorite places as well, like this. So this will come very handy while the salesperson want to frequently visit any places. So they can just add those places to be their favorite places, which will get listed over here. Moreover, while you are searching for records nearby using proximity, or you want to search for the POI locations, you can just type it over here. Let's say I just type 77 over here, and I can see the favorite places is also listed along with the auto suggestions over here. If I just simply click space, type space, so it will show me all of the favorite places over here. And if I try to type something, and if I have a favorite places with that particular keyword into it within the address, it will also show you the favorite places over here. Now here, if you want to go for the POI location over here, and here you can also type over here to see the favorite places. You can just type space to see all of the favorite places as well. So this becomes more convenient for the salespeople while they are out on the field to see the favorite places that they have tagged, and they can frequently visit them conveniently, and they can add them to the route as well. Along with having the records to having the locations to be added as favorite places, we have added another CRM actions to have the convenience. So if any salesperson wants to follow any record, they can just click on the respective record, and here the tooltip card opens up, and here you can see a follow button over here. So I might have followed it earlier. So basically here you can click on this, and you will be able to follow and unfollow the record right from the map as well. So you will be able to have the updates, whatever happens, whatever actions have been happened with this particular client, you will be able to follow the respective record right from the map. So this was the feature of having places added to the favorite places list and follow the records. Now let's move on to the next feature that we have listed for today's webinar, which is having the distance calculated. Now let me share a use case for it so that you'll be able to understand it properly. So let's say this is a record. This is the address of the office of this particular company. Now they have a project site as well. Now, the employees frequently visit from the office to the project sites. And as a sales admin, I want to know what is the driving time, the travel time, and the travel distance from the office to the project location. Because as a sales admin, I want to compensate with the respective fare that they need to travel. So here, what I'll do is that we have added into this release a workflow, which is driving instruction workflow. We can click on it. You can run this workflow on the respective record. And now the user can have these fields listed over here, so they can have the field as per their requirement, with or without the unit over here, and this workflow will feed the values for the travel distance and travel time within these fields over here. You can in fact run this workflow on multiple locations, multiple records all at once, and you will be having the distance, travel distance and travel time calculated and entered into this particular field automatically. So now since this is fed to CRM, you can now be able to you will now be able to export these data. You can use to calculate the fare that you want to give to your employees. So this was the feature of calculating the distance, the travel distance and travel time from any record with the related record on the record form itself. Now let's move on to the last feature of this webinar, which is the individual map, the enhancements which are done into the individual map. So this is a record over here. Let me go to the individual map. Now here, like I said, that it's possible that sometimes the salesperson is on at a particular field and they want to set that location to be the address saved into the certain record. So in that case, we have added this additional button of locate me. So here you can click on this, and here you will be able to fetch your GPS location of your device. So once you have fetched the GPS location, you can right click over here and you can set it as the address. So you can see the address has been updated over here, and now I can click on the save address and it will ask you to confirm whether you want to update the address only, as well as the latitude, or just the latitude longitude. So let me choose address plus latitude and longitude. Now my location will be updated as the address within this particular record. So this is how, if a salesperson is traveling somewhere and they want to update the address of their GPS location to a certain record, they will be able to do so using this enhancement into the individual map. Along with this, we have added another option over here, which is the related records. So related records basically help you to see the related records by default whenever you open this map. So this is a detailed map. Now here you can see we are able to see the related project site for this particular record. So here you can see this is the record techno innovation. This has become the current location, and this is the project site over here. If I just hover on the project site, I'll also be able to see the line of sight distance and the shortest travel distance. So this is how you will be able to see the related records by default into this detailed map. Further, if you want, you can perform some actions as well within this detail map. Let's say if I want to create a route, I can just choose to create a route as well, like this. So here this becomes very convenient to see the respective project sites, the respective related record of any record within the CRM page within a map. You can further see the distance, the line of sight distance and the shortest travel distance for that particular related record, and further use this detailed map to perform the actions of Maplytics on the records as well. So these were all of the features that have been added to this release. Now let's move on to the poll. Let me just launch a poll where you can just choose the respective reason why you are interested in this webinar and what made you to attend this webinar. You can just choose some reason over here. So I'll be waiting for a few seconds. You can just choose what got you excited to attend this webinar. If there's any particular reason, you can also comment. So I'll be waiting for a few seconds more. Please vote for your respective reason. So I'll be closing this poll within 5 seconds. Let me close this poll, and I have another poll here. So here you will be able to select the features that you like the most. Please select the features that you found the most interesting into this webinar or most useful into this webinar. So I'll be waiting for a few seconds. So I'll be closing this poll within 10 seconds. So please vote for the features that you found the most interesting, and then we'll be moving ahead to the Q&A session. Okay, I'll be closing this poll now. And let's move on to the Q&A session. You can just type your questions, if any, and I'll be able to answer the questions. So please type in if you have any questions so that I can answer it for you. Henry has asked a question on what basis the travel time is shown for the related record. So this will be shown based on the driving time from the current location to the respective related record. So you'll be able to see the line of sight distance along with the shortest travel distance that will be based on the driving from the respective current location to the related record. Please type in if you have any questions so that I can answer it for you. Emma has asked a question, drive time zone will consider the traffic or not. So basically within the time proximity, we have the option for choosing it with or without traffic. So you can choose to have the traffic considered while performing the drive time zone within the time proximity as well. Stella has asked a question, can I share updated route details after comparing it and modifying it? Yeah, first of all, within Maplytics, we have the feature of sending the route as an email. So using that send route email button on the plot card itself, you will be able to send the route as an email to your salesperson or your colleague, so they will be informed about that. Along with that, we also have another product of ours, which is W4D, the WhatsApp for Dynamics. You can use that to chat with your people and have them informed about that. So please type if you have any questions so that I can answer it for you. Okay, Sophia has asked a question, can I create custom activity records? Yeah, if you have any custom activity records, you can have them added to the settings, and you will be able to select them while using the smart routing as well. Joseph has asked a question, can I add my home and office location to my favorites? Yeah, you can choose any locations to be your favorite as well as your office and home as well, and those will be listed within the my favorite places list. Okay, William has asked, can we have the facility to meet customer at a specific time frame? Yeah, within the feature of consideration of frequency within the auto scheduling, you can just add the respective time frame when the customer is available, and you can have them considered while creating a schedule using auto scheduling. Jack has asked a question. Can I select a few accounts and add them to the route to create appointments? Yeah, we have added the lasso tool in this release, using which you will be able to select a few records just by just by creating a drawing over the records, and you will be able to select them and further add them to the records route using the mass actions as well. So please type if you have any questions and I can answer them for you. Okay, I believe I have answered all of the questions. Okay, so I believe I have answered all of the questions over here, and we within this slide we have added some success stories as well. These are from our very valuable customers, which is the re-employability. They basically help the injured workers to get them light duty assignments. So they use Maplytics for a quite while now, and they are using Maplytics to search for the nearby light duty assignments and assign them to the injured workers. We have also P2 Automation, one of our very valuable partners, and they are using it to for dividing the sales territories for the sales team. So you will be able to see all of our customer success stories as well as the testimonials from our customers as well as partners from into our website. You'll be able to go through all of them. And lastly, let's meet at the upcoming conferences where we'll be showcasing all of these latest innovations. And please don't miss to stop by our booth, which is 102 at Microsoft Power Platform Conference is in Las Vegas from October 3 to 5, and at the Community Summit North America in Charlotte. And if you want to have a personalized conversation or one-on-one meeting, please feel free to reach out at crm@inogic.com, and we'll be more than happy to schedule a time to connect and chat with you. Thank you so much for joining this webinar, and we'll be meeting soon for another release within a few months. And please let me know if you want to have a separate okay, we have a question from Ting. Are you going to send us the recording of this webinar? Yes, all of the attendees will be getting a recording of this webinar as well. Please look for our mail, and you'll be getting the recording into the mail. And yeah, thank you so much for attending this webinar, and we'll be soon meeting in a few months for our upcoming release where we'll be adding more powerful features into this Maplytics. And let me know if you want a personalized demonstration of all of these features. So I'll be glad to schedule a demonstration call for you as well. And thank you so much for joining this webinar again. Take care. Bye-bye.